Hey folks, welcome to Team Forbidden's YouTube page again. Andrew the Collector here, once again with a new round of top 5 videos. As usual, this is going to be the top 5 meta, rogue, and budget. And as usual, we will be doing it over a 3-day period, starting with today's video, the top 5 meta decks of the next format, post Phantom Revenge. Or Phantom Revenger, you know, some people have been calling it that, but Phantom Revenge, yeah. So anyway, let's just go ahead and hop right into number 5. So going with number 5, well, before I get into the list, I do want to say that it's a little difficult to kind of predict how well the format is going to shape up, mainly because, one, we haven't seen, any gameplay from the new support because it's obviously not out yet. This is all going based off speculation, off of what I've seen and what research I have done and what results have come up from the OCG with those decks. So just kind of keep that in mind going forward on how I compiled this list. After the set is released, this whole thing could change up, and if it does change up enough, I could do a quick update for all 3 of these videos, but just wanted to throw that out there real quick. So starting at number 5, we're going to go with Malice. The ban list really did hit this deck pretty well, but it has not lost any steam. It's still in the top 5. But compared to all of the other ones above it, the results speak for themselves. They have gone a lot further in their results and on their paths, and the results just speak for themselves. But Malice still is kicking butt, and we probably won't be seeing it leaving anytime soon. So going into number 4, it's going to be Vanquished Soul Canines. And before you say, yes, I understand that they won the most recent YCS, and I think the results speak for themselves. I wanted to put this deck higher up on the list, but I think the top 3 spots above it just kind of beat it out a little bit. But we'll get to those when we get to them. But for now, Vanquished Soul Canine, it won the YCS for a reason. Even with the most recent hits on the ban list with the Vanquished Soul side, the Canine side just really ramps up the deck tremendously. The synergy between those decks just outshines most other strategies that the decks could work with. But yeah, Vanquished Soul Canine definitely deserves number 4. Now for number 3, I'm going to go with one of the new decks that's coming in the next deck builder set. It's going to be Kill Tune, but I'm going to call it Killer Tune because that name, it makes me sound like Eric Cartman, and it just doesn't roll off the tongue. So Killer Tune, it's definitely the best of the 3, without a doubt. The results in the OCG definitely speak for themselves too. Which isn't to say the other 2 aren't, they don't have their spot either, but we'll get to those when we get to them. But yeah, Killer Tune, it's an archetype, a single archetype that revolves around using only tuners, and it just has so much speed, it has a lot of protection, a lot of versatility, and is able to interact well with your opponent's strategies. But yeah, I definitely think it's number 3. I'm putting it at number 3 because, like I said, it's not out yet, and so we won't really see how it fares up against some of the other decks. This is basically how it performed in the OCG, but I think number 3 is a good spot for it. It could change, but we'll just have to wait and see. Now number 2, I'm going to kind of cheat a little bit here and put 2 decks in this one spot, but basically they combined it anyway, but it's going to be Yummy Mitsurugi. Yes, you can put these 2 archetypes in one deck like you do Vanquished Soul Canines, but this spot can also be good for either pure Yummy or pure Mitsurugi or just a combination of both. I really despise Mitsurugi. I'm not gonna, pull any punches, but I really despise Mitsurugi. It's such an annoying strategy to go up against, and it has so much versatility in almost every deck on this list, unless some cards lock you into certain summoning mechanics, but to my knowledge, I don't think there is one on the in the current top meta decks. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But yeah, Mitsurugi, Yummy, these strategies have been ramping up tremendously, even despite their hits. Because yes, Herald of Arclight did get hit too, which is a detriment to both strategies, ironically. But they were able to combine the 2 and just ramp up their power, and the results speak for themselves. I think out of all the decks on this list, Yummy Mitsurugi, or just pure Mitsurugi, like all 3 of those types of decks have seen the most representation in most recent YCSs, most locals. But yeah, Yummy Mitsurugi, it's a force to be reckoned with. Which brings us into number one, the one deck that I probably despise the most in this entire format. And the one that I think has the most representation out of any deck on this list, it's Dracotail. Dracotail did not see any hits on any of the ban lists since it came out. It has seen nothing but massive play, massive representation, massive results. It won so many locals, so many regionals. It's what else can you really say about it? It's such an insane fusion deck, and it's probably one of the better fusion decks that we've seen in recent months or even years, aside from Branded. And even then, you can splash Branded into it, and it works just as well, if not better. The only way that I think that this deck is going to really be outshined is by two ways. Either the next ban list, they're going to get hit in some way that will just completely take out the strategy, or by the time the new Shaddoll stuff comes out. And even then, they may find a way to combine Shaddoll with Dracotail. So I guess scratch that. I think the only way that this deck is going to lose any kind of steam is if by hitting it on a ban list. Until then, it's not going to go anywhere. Am I upset about that? Probably not, because, I was actually thinking of picking up the deck myself because I like fusion decks. It's one of my favorite summoning mechanics, aside from Synchro. But yeah, Dracotail definitely deserves number one, and I think that even with the release of Killer Tune, it's not going to really detriment it in anything besides popularity, I guess. But in terms of strategy, gameplay, it still has the upper hand. And that is it for the top 5 meta decks of the current format or future format post Phantom Revenge. So if you guys like this, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell down below for notifications. And if you want to see any other types of videos, let us know in the comments, because we have a lot of plans and we're open to suggestions for the next year of 2026. So until then, stay tuned for our next 2 videos of Top 5 Rogue and Budget. And until then, we'll catch you guys in the next one.